Okay, in this video we'll begin our study of Excel's many financial functions. Our file will be NPV temp, and we'll be talking about the concept of net present value. So a lot of you went to business school, some of you probably did not, but let's give you a crash refresher in a key concept in business. Net present value is a way to evaluate investment. So here we have two investments. One in year 0, we pay out $10,000. Year 1, we get $24,000. Year 2, we pay out $14,000. Investment 2, we pay out $6,000 in year 0, get $8,000 in year 1, pay out $1,000 in year 2. Which is the better investment? Well, the naive person would just add up the cash flows. The cash flows from the first investment add to 0. The cash flows from the second investment add to 1,000. It would look like the second investment is better, but that ignores the time value of money. Or the phrase, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, whatever. It's better to have money now than to have it later. So most companies will discount at a given rate. We'll use 20% here. 20%, it's usually called the WACC, weighted average cost of capital. Not that easy to figure out how a company figures out what their discount rate or WACC should be. I have a simple answer for you. You work for a company, what's the right rate to discount at? The rate the CFO tells you until you're the CFO. Some companies will use a higher discount rate for riskier projects, but that's more a finance question, and I don't think we'll get into that in our videos. I'm not an expert on that topic. Okay, so now what if we discounted 20%? What does that mean? Or a WACC of 20%. That means $1 now could be put in the bank or invested and get you 1 plus the WACC, $1.20 a year from now. And if you divide both sides of that by $1.20, you get 1 divided by 120 now equals $1 a year from now. So if you think about it, $1 a year from now is worth 1 over 1.2. $1 2 years from now is worth 1 over 1.2 squared, etc. And so it'd be fairly complicated calculations to try and find what we call the net present value. Means the value in today's dollars of a set of cash flows. And what's nice about net present value, it lets you compare apples and oranges in a sense. So getting money 2 years from now is not the same as getting money now. But if you divide it by 1 divided by 1.2 squared, in our case, then it is the same. Okay, so now let's show you how to find net present value if the cash flows are beginning of the year or end of the year. Now the NPV function, you just point to a range of cells and you point to a discount rate and you get the NPV, but it assumes end of period cash flows. Okay, so if I look at investment 1, and I do the NPV function, it's doing minus 10,000 divided by 1.2, 24,000 divided by 1.2 squared, minus 14,000 divided by 1.2 cubed. Okay, so at the end of the year, okay, if I were going to do the present value of investment 1, I would do NPV, point to the discount rate, and then point to the cash flows. And I get $231. A positive NPV means the cash flows increase corporate value. A negative NPV means the cash flows decrease value. Okay, now if I drag this down, I get the NPV at the end of the year for investment 2. So it looks like investment 1 is better at this discount rate. Which, but if I would lower the discount rate, you'll see that might change. We'll come back to that later. Okay, now how about if I want to get the NPV at the beginning of the year? There are several ways, assuming these cash flows are at the beginning of the year. In other words, the minus 10,000 is today. The 24,000 is a year from now. Okay, the minus 14,000 is 2 years from now. Then I would take minus 10,000 plus 24,000 divided by 1.2, minus 14,000 divided by 1.2 squared. The way most people do this is they say take the first cash flow and then apply the NPV function to the rest of the cash flows. There's an easier way I think I can show you. So I get 277.78. And again, investment one is better. It helps the company. Investment two hurts the company. So if you assume the first cash flow is today, you separate that out and do the NPV on the rest, because that'll then divide this by 1.2. Okay. Now, to me, an easier way to do this that's more conceptually satisfying to go from end of year to beginning of the year is to say all the cash flows are coming 1 year earlier, so you should just take 1 plus the discount rate times the beginning end of year NPV. And that's the same answer. Now, suppose you wanted to do middle of the year NPV. Okay. You could use the logic we just used. You could take the end of the year and pull it forward 6 months, and you would multiply by the square root of 1 plus the interest rate, raised to the 0.5. And then I could do investment two that way. By the way, if you want to take square root, you can either do like 4 to the caret 0.5, or you could do a square root function. Who cares? Whatever you like. Either one is going to be fine. Okay. Oops. Okay. So the NPV function, to wrap it up, can be used when the cash flows are periodic. In other words, they occur every year or whatever. What happens if the cash flows occur at irregular intervals? We'll learn about that in the next video. Next video, we'll learn XNPV function. Sounds like X-Files. David Duchovny has a new show, Aquarius, where he hunts Charles Manson, although I like Californication better. Okay, XNPV function handles irregular, cash flows. Okay, so we'll get to that in the next video.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and there's a free course, a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, and all of these videos are coming from one of 3 books. So first, this one, which you can see here at the top of the screen, Microsoft's book, which has 355 reviews, and then it's, let's see, 4.6 stars. It's coming from this book as well, his marketing analytics book, which is down here, and you can sort of see 4.5, or his newest book, his analytics stories book, which is here. And with that one, you can see it's 4 point something, or maybe even 5. I don't think it's 5. Yeah, 4.8. And so, yeah, anyways, in the description, there's a free 21-day course from Dr. Winston, or you can go to excelwithwayne.com/free, and it'll be there. But again, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just please let us know. Thanks.